we need a mic or no?
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Liam, it was an all-out war. What like people were expecting. Just talk me through those opening rounds. What were you making of what Anthony was giving you?
I thought obviously he boxed exactly how I thought he'd box. Obviously I didn't really give him much to think about early on. Obviously my legs were asleep. I started warming up quite early and then stopped. Thought 3 and 10 was going early. I got told 9 minutes when this was finished, and then I just think that made me start a little bit slow. But you know, I'm not going to be too harsh. I said he's a very good fighter early on, and he was. You know, he was good for the first couple. And then with me not really starting the best, I just thought, you know what, just turning into a fight early doors, and I did that probably a little bit earlier than I expected. I said all along he'd be very competitive early, and he was.
You rocked him with a huge shot, the first knockdown. How surprised were you that he lasted the rounds after that?
Again, I said before, I'm very surprised. I was, you know, the shot was a proper knockout shot. You know, shot right down, and I thought the fight was over. And he done very, very well to get up, and I've got massive respect for him for getting up there. Maybe it was the Liverpool crowd, you know, but something dragged him up, and he finished it well. But I just thought, you know, you're not ready to go just yet. But I knew as soon as I hit him with that right hand, I knew the writing was on the wall. I thought I'll get him again. I'm too good a fighter not to land clean again. And
I was sat on the same row as your brothers, and I could hear Stephen and Callum shouting every second of every round. Do you hear them shouting? Do you hear what they're saying very clearly?
Yeah, obviously I hear close voices. Obviously I hear the voices that it's mad. I hear the voices that are always there. You know, always shouting. Obviously my 3 brothers, I hear loud and clear. I've got a mate who's travelled everywhere. He's quite loud. I just hear little voices. And obviously it's either switch on or it's some sort of shot.
Was it relief when he finally caved in for you? Did you know that it was coming?
It's obviously relief any time any fight ends, isn't it? But like I say, you know, if he got up then, it was only round 8. I'd definitely got to him again, whether he got up again or not. I feel when I did land flush and clean, it always seemed to have an effect.
And then obviously it's a tough question to answer now, but it is inevitable. Where do you see yourself going forward after this? What sort of matchup are you looking for?
Just hopefully Eddie can push me now and back me now. Obviously I knew, obviously off the back of the curb and I've lost, he was going to use me for maybe, you know, obviously ball 4 or foul. Like as in, it's a bit the fight sold, so I can't really knock him. It was unbelievable. You know, the crowd was very good. But like I said, I'm past that stage now. I was Ted and Troy have just fought for the British title that I had 7 years ago. It's got my name all over it. I think just back me now, give me one last push. If I don't make it, I don't make it, but I'm done then. So just give me one last push at some big fights. You know, he's promised us the Vargas fight, so hopefully that can be made.
Yeah, unbelievable atmosphere as well. What did you make of the reception?
It's unbelievable, something I'll never forget. Obviously, to have the reception I got against another Scouse lad is something that honestly touched me, and again, I'll never forget that ring walk, and I can't wait to get home and watch it again.
Liam, you embraced with Anthony at the end of the fight for a couple of minutes. What was said?
No, I'm just obviously, you know, I said beforehand, I got asked the question, I think it was off one of the matchroom guys saying, would that, you know, after the fight, would I help Anthony back if I was a winner? And I said, of course, but, you know, I needed to be fully up for that fight beforehand, and I needed to switch on. If I weren't switched on, I'd have come unstuck. You know, he's a good fighter, and if you're not switched on, you can come unstuck, so I needed to be fully switched on. And I just said to him, you know, it was more so as well, I said to him, massive respect for how you got up off that first right hand. You know, it was a finishing shot, and I was very surprised how he got up, and, you know, he got up well. So, obviously the fight's done. I've just shared a very good fight with him in front of 10,000 Scousers. You know, I've got a lot of respect for him now.
In the build up to the fight, it was sort of, the impression was that, you know, the quote was that he jumped the queue in the chippy. Do you feel the same way now after being in the ring with him?
Well, yeah, because obviously he's just said himself after, you know, and that may have been the difference. You know, I've said from the start, you know, match me at any of them super welterweights on that bill tonight. Conway, JJ, Troy, Cheeseman, Fowler. It's very, very competitive early on. They're all very, very good fighters, but I've just been experienced now, and I fought at a little bit of a higher level, and I just think it comes into play. You can't buy the experience I've got.
And lastly, you sort of touched upon wanting the Vargas fight. Is that something you want next, or do you reckon that's an adrenaline response?
Yeah, that was always a fight that, you know, once I heard about it, I just, honestly, I love that fight. He's half Mexican, whatever he is. He's been in some good fights himself. He loves a bit of a war himself. And he was a massive name. He was a two-way world champion. So once Eddie mentioned that, that was a fight that I just seemed to claw onto and always wanted. And obviously I've put him on his head and over it for 2 years now since I beat Eglinton. But hopefully that can be made next. If not, just give me one last push towards some big fights. You know, I think I've paid my dues now. As I said before, I was British champion. What Ted and Trey were fighting for today, 7 years ago, I think. Just give me one last push at, see how far I can go. If I don't get there, I don't get there.